fact, the walrus actually has the second largest penis of any mammal. Trust me, people, that is the least most dirtiest thing you can expect to learn from this movie. Cue title scene. Tusk is a 2014 horror comedy starring Justin Long, Haley Joel Osment, Genesis Rodriguez, Michael Parks, a special cameo by a guy I won't mention, and is directed by the great Kevin Smith. Now, am I a big Kevin Smith fan? Not really. I was a small child during the 90s, so I wasn't there for the hype. I do like some of his movies, and I think he's very funny. I love Smodcast. I remember first hearing about this movie. I voted Walrus yes, goddammit. And, well, seeing this movie come to fruition, I'm glad I voted Walrus yes. Essentially, the plot to this movie, you can't say it's not something that doesn't come out of the mind of a lunatic. I mean, basically what it is the whole idea of the movie is Justin Long's character is a podcaster. He goes up to Canada. He runs into Michael Parks' character, who was an explorer who had to survive with walruses and is now obsessed with walruses. And if you couldn't get the gist, he's trying to turn Justin Long's character, well, into a walrus. Sounds ridiculous, sounds crazy, you bet it is, and boy does it help make this film work. Because let's face it, idea-wise this is stupid. This is like when Human Centipede came out. An idea is so ridiculous and bizarre, how could you be afraid of it? But the reason you can be afraid of this movie and not that one is because there is this sense that it's laughing at itself. That it knows this is an insane idea, and that it respects your intelligence as an audience member to do that. Because of this, when it's time to build up the horror, because you're already on board because you accept the comedy, it does this thing where it actually lets you be afraid of it. This movie's got balls. It knows it's got something really freaky and fucked up in it, so it knew how to build it up, get me on board, so that way when it does show up, it is frickin' scary. It's creepy. This is the scariest movie I've seen all year, because it's the only horror movie this year that I felt really went and put me into this universe. Really made me believe in this world. Granted, the Canadians are a little over the top. And it made the film feel real enough to very much enjoy it and be creeped out by it. Unfortunately, the film does have some problems. I do think the laughing at itself goes over the top at times. Some of the jokes fall flat, and then those jokes you expect to go along with. It is a crazy idea, and the film gets a little more convoluted towards the end as things go crazy. I could have done without that. I could have done without the Canadian stuff being done as much. And again, this isn't a film that's trying to be perfect or win Oscars. It is entertaining. Acting-wise, it's very good. You could tell everyone had a lot of fun on set, and they all really bring it, and you do really believe what's happening here, not just because of the way the movie's set up. The actors really bring it. Justin Long does a lot of emoting, especially, again, when shit starts hitting the fan. He is put in a situation where would be very hard for him to emote or bring much to the movie. He totally makes it work. Haley Joel Osment makes it work. Genesis Rodriguez makes it work. Even the more lesser performances in the movie work because this is just such a fun and insane and ridiculous movie, and I enjoyed enough of it to say Tusk is an 8 out of 10 on the comedy scale. I could say horror scale, but you know you're going to laugh at this movie. You'll laugh at yourself for being afraid of this movie. It's just a fun, good time. It's not playing everywhere, but if you get a chance to see it, go for it. And what do you go for? In the comment section below, what's an interesting one? Oh, here's one. Have you ever heard a story where you thought this would work perfectly as a movie? Because basically this whole making a guy into a walrus thing was a prank a newspaper played. And Kevin Smith rolled with it. What stories would you like to be turned into a movie? Because, hey, it can happen. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe. And Walrus, yes!